On this episode of Beyond the Closing, I'm talking to Juan Rojo from La Mega radio station. Juan and I are actually going to be talking about networking and how to actually become better at it. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by First United Land Transfer. Enjoy the conversation. Juan, thank you so much for being here with us. How are you doing today, buddy?
Thank you, George, for having me here. I'm doing just fine.
Just fine. I like it, man.
Yes,
always a positive attitude, which I love. So, Juan, you know what? You and I had actually met at a networking event. The first time I saw you was actually at Bell and Hall.
Bell and Hall, that's right.
And you came up to me, and it was the first time I seen you, but you said, hey, I know you from somewhere. And we started talking, and you gave me your card. You told me who you were, and you presented yourself in such a great way, man. And it's actually been 3 years, and you and I are still connected.
Yes, it's been 3 years.
So it's all about making that first impression. It's all about inquiring and getting to know about people. So tell me a little bit about you and networking, because you have to do that for your business. You have to grow.
Right. As a marketing manager, obviously, the more people that I know, the more people that I can help, the more people that I can introduce to the Hispanic market. But for networking, obviously, it's all about the relationship that you build with people. I build a lot of relationships due to I'm an outgoing person, I'm a friendly person, I'm a very receptive of anything that, from the outside world into my world.
Right.
So I'm very accepting of everything that anybody could bring to the table, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm always trustworthy that the next person has good intents of meeting, and I always like making relationships no matter what it is.
And you know what, mate? You do an excellent job at that.
Yeah, well, I have no expectations of people.
Okay.
I try not to have any type of expectation of, oh, yeah, if I meet this person, I'm going to get their business. No, if I meet this person, it'll be a next relationship for maybe the next couple of years like we met.
Right.
Or, it'll be something that will flourish into maybe making business. But at the end of the day, I still have a relationship with the person that I met, and that's the good thing.
I like that. So let's take it from the bottom and talk about a person who's actually afraid of going out there and networking, right? And is new to their business, or maybe has just had a change, right? Maybe a new branch that they've opened from their business. They've ventured out on their own, but never really networked. So what are things that a new person to networking, what are things that you recommend that they do? Like where do you find events?
Well, yeah, to find events, there's a couple of places, or always as Facebook.
Right.
The people that you meet, you could always ask for a referral where the next meeting is going to be at. Like I said, try to be social. The more sociable you are, the more the people are going to invite you to things, the more that you're going to be invited to be part of what they're into.
For sure.
Because they want to have that relationship and have that same connection as you. It's like, oh, man, we network, let's network together.
Right.
And then boom, and then we become a relationship as friends or business.
Relationship, that's the key word, right? What's a good way to actually build those relationships?
Meet anybody that's willing to shake your hand, obviously.
Right.
Once you meet that person, don't go and think about the next person that you're going to go and talk to. Spend that time with that person.
Quality time, right?
Yeah, spend that time, build that relationship, be interested of what they're doing, and I'm sure they'll be interested of what you're up to.
What are good topics to talk about? Family is always one, right? How many kids do you have?
If you're in a networking meeting, the first thing that we're doing is talking about business.
Right.
So obviously the first thing, hey, what do you do for a living?
Right.
How is that for you? Do you like it? Do you don't? How can I help you with my business? Or how can I
help you grow?
How can I use your services? Or how can I send you more business? Or anything that has to do with finding out more of or the person you're meeting with. Everything else comes naturally. They are going to ask questions back, say, hey, who you are, who are you, what do you do? And obviously you're going to have your chance to talk, but when you're meeting somebody, it's all about listening.
I love it. And you know what? And always offering how you can help. Nobody's ever going to come say to you, at least that I know of, right? Nobody's going to say to you, no, man, I don't need help growing my business, my new business, right? There's nothing you can do to help. I want to do this on my own, right? It's word of mouth.
Right.
So how can I help you actually get to a better place, obviously, where everybody's here to help each other grow.
Yeah.
right?
And that's the biggest thing. Don't be scared to meet somebody. Don't be scared to say hello to somebody. That's all it takes. Say hello. Hi, nice to meet you.
That's right.
And if you don't take that first step, you never met that person.
Right. So, other topics to talk about, obviously, besides what you do is
how to find out, obviously, about networking. There's a couple of places. Obviously, your Facebook pages, your friends. I already said that. Obviously, always, dress to impress.
Of course.
Make sure your breath is always good, clean, hygiene. Make sure you always have a smile on your face, because you don't know who's looking at you from any other angle. Make sure you have your business cards. Make sure.
Well, you never want to go into a networking event and be standoffish. You never want to go and be the person that's actually sitting in the corner or standing in the corner, right? You never want to be the person without a smile, or the person who's actually intimidated by others and not want to, not want to actually meet others, right? And like you said, it's important to actually have maybe a mint on you, or just make sure that before you actually leave your office, or make sure before you leave your house that you look somewhat decent, right?
Do your hair,
nicely pressed.
Your name. Always have a name tag if possible. If they're not, they're going to give it to you at an event. Always good to be a part of your chamber, your local chambers.
Oh, indeed. I mean, that's a great place to actually meet people.
That's a great place to start, yes.
Absolutely. So, whether you're a mechanic, right, whether you're in sales, whether you are a lawyer, whatever it is that you do, go out there with a smile, represent yourself. But, it's always great to ask questions and listen, not just, talk somebody's ear off and talk about exactly what you do and what you want and what they can do to help you. But no, instead, talk about or ask about what their interests are. If their kids are into, try to find common things that you have in common.
Correct.
Right? Whether it's kids, sports, vacations, what they like to do, so on and so forth. I think those are very important things to actually engage somebody in a conversation with.
At the same time, remember their names.
So
that's the big one too.
That is one thing that I work on.
Yes.
On a regular, right? Because we meet so many people, and it's so tough to actually keep that in mind. And there's exercises that help you. Now, and you know what? Unfortunately, that has actually happened to me once or twice. Yeah. Getting older, you kind of forget you forget things. It's natural, but yes, I guess that's the reason for the name tags, so you don't actually have to worry about remembering somebody's name. But a good rule of thumb is to actually say that person's name three times, right, to yourself. So it doesn't always work for me.
Repeat it 3 times their names inside. Yeah. So you won't forget.
Somebody said that to me once, and it actually worked. And there's other exercises that you could actually try to relate to people. But there are so many other things.
The Lehigh Valley is great for meeting new people. So if you need to meet somebody for your specific business, go out there, find out, talk to people, call your local chamber, go to your Facebook pages, go to event search, go to anything that will empower you to do your business, especially meeting people. And that's where you need to be at, meeting people.
Oh, for sure, man. And there's so many magazines that are available right now, local magazines like Network Magazine. And, that there's one that I always see you on, that you always appear on.
Estilo.
Style magazine, Estilo, which are all great magazines and keep you informed on what's going on, what's happening, right?
Yes.
But as you mentioned, on Facebook, you see what's happening in the Valley, and you could just register to everything that is happening that is of your interest, and you see who's going to be going, and maybe there are people there that you want to meet, or
community events, any type of event that is going to have a major amount of people, and you're willing to go meet more people. You're going to have a successful business due to the rule of thumb of average. The more people you meet, the more people that are going to eventually be in a relationship with you.
Indeed. And then there's also private networking events.
That's as well.
That you could actually attend, and, where there are people that are, one person in a select field per network. So you're not bombarded with 200-300 people in the same field,
business,
right? But not that there's anything wrong with that, right?
Right.
Because you do want to meet everybody else that you're going to be doing business with,
Right.
competitors, and at the same time, you could help each other out, especially being bilingual. There are times
Right.
that people would actually want to refer business. People in the same line would want to refer business to you because of the language barrier, which is really nice. Professional courtesy.
Yes.
As long as you're actually doing a good job.
Yep.
Man, so this is an exciting topic, and there's so much that we could cover about it.
But very, very important to network.
Oh, indeed.
Point blank.
Always.
Yes.
Always get your name out there.
Yes.
Whether it's via social media.
That's right.
Put on that smiling face. Put on stuff that's always positive.
Right.
But Juan, man, I am so thankful that you're here today. The fact that here we are, 3 years ago we met
At a networking event.
At a networking event, and as of then, we've actually called each other up. Hey, what's going on in the Valley today? This is what's happening, and we've helped each other get out there and become better connected, and at the same time. Connected each other with people who have actually helped us grow.
That's right.
And it wasn't always, that in the beginning. It was just two people who had just met, who, and thanks to you, man, my kid and I actually were able to enjoy time together at the Philadelphia Auto Show. Courtesy of you and your family, which I appreciate. But those little things, man, unexpected, just very kind, very thoughtful, and, again, just helping each other grow, man.
That's
helping
right.
each other's, fueling each other's passion.
Yeah.
My man.
Pleasure being here.
Come on now. Give me some love.
Thank you.
Gracias por todo. What do you guys say? Con la mega?
La mega se pega.
Se pega.
La mega se pega.
That's nice, man.
That's right.
So you guys, thank you so much for watching. And, if there are any topics that you will like for us to talk about, or for you yourself like to be part of one of these podcasts, let me know. Give me a call. George Lair, First United Land Transfer. See you soon.